Hey everybody, it's Tim. It is summer of 2024 and I thought I would give you a nice tour of the garden, but I've never really done the front yard. And that's because the deer ravaged the front yard, but I do have a couple of cool things out here I want to show you. And then we're going to go to the backyard, and that's where all the fun is because there's a deer fence and all my cool stuff is in the backyard because that's where I spend most of my time. But I will go through this and I'm going to try not to make it too long because I know my videos tend to be long, but I'm going to try to keep it short. We'll see what happens in the end. So first off, this is my bottle palm. I have had it for maybe 3 or 4 years. I bought it in New Jersey. It does pretty well inside when I bring it in for the winter. It's a little ragged just from coming down in the sun, but it's in the pot. This is probably 7 feet tall, the spear up here. So it's getting bigger and bigger. I need to add some more dirt, but I do like this palm a lot. I'm probably gonna move it to the backyard just so I can enjoy it a little bit more. Some of my cactus are out here because I just don't know where to put them. You would think with 5 acres, I would have plenty of room, but I keep running out of room in the main garden space, and then I can't figure out what to do with it. So, interesting, in the front, I have a big leaf magnolia that one of my friends gave me, and I love this tree. One of my friends had a big, gigantic one. They have huge blooms. They look really, really tropical, and they're cold hardy, which is nice. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to cover it up. So that's exciting right there. But on the front of the house, I also didn't quite know where to put this either. And all this boxwood needs to be trimmed back. I've got some dahlias, some lavender out here. It's a pretty front yard, but up here on the hill, I will show you, there's so many daylilies and the deer just come in and take it out. They just go through everything. And if you look all over here, it's just all daylilies, and I think I have one that's blooming. I don't know why they've left it alone, but I have got up in the morning and I find like 10 deer out here, which is why I stay in the backyard. So if you watched any of my other videos, I love a little secret garden. And even though the view is pretty spectacular here and you get some inkling with the bamboo and a few things that there might be something fun back here, I like that once you go through the gate, you're a little bit transformed. Even though I've got some oleander right here, a nice grape arbor right here. But what I really like is stepping through the squeaky door, and suddenly everything is alive and you've got some tropics going on right here. So I still have some winter hardy oranges here, the flying dragons, a lot of babies from one of my plants, and they're growing pretty well. I need to plant them somewhere, give them away. I'm always giving away palms to local people that want them because I hate shipping stuff. Sometimes I will, but it's such a pain. Got some hardy bananas here, some non-hardy bananas, and then if you've watched my past videos, you know I love castor beans, and they really don't take off until it gets hot. So this little baby here will be way above that by September, up on the 2nd story. So that's always exciting. And I've got some gingers and yuccas out here. But my Washingtonia robusta is doing really well. It's getting nice and big. It's taller than me now, which I like. It's up against the house, so it's pretty protected. My bananas, it's only June, and they are up so high right here. So I think they're gonna be above the roof line. I really do this year, which is exciting. And swirling around over here, My Robolini is still doing great. It's such an easy palm to box up in the winter and keep. It just seems to respond really well to being in protection in the winter. And it's funny because I was really nervous about this particular palm when I got it. I thought, why did I buy this? This is just crazy. I'll never be able to keep it. And I just find the date palms are really simple to keep protected. They have almost no leaf burn during the winter like the Washingtonias sometimes do. And it does really great. That is the non-clumping bamboo. It's really spreading that is the clumping bamboo, not the non-clumping bamboo. It's really spreading, unlike my non-clumping bamboo, which is just everywhere, but I love it. And I have a lemon tree right here, some sagos, and this is still my unknown Trachycarpus that no one really knows what it is. I bought it as a Wagonarius, a waggy palm. It's not. I'm not sure what it is. It has a really skinny trunk. I'll put my hand up here. So it's as tall as my regular ones, but definitely a skinnier trunk. It's pretty though. I like it a lot. And then over here, I'm gonna zoom in. My hardy pomegranate has so many flowers or buds this year. I'm really excited. I'm hoping I'm gonna get a lot of fruit this year. It's really early also, but it has grown so big. I'm trying to get out of the sun here so you can see it. It's a big, big plant. A good almost 10 feet now up against the deck. I really like it. Under my deck now, my staghorn fern is growing. It seems pretty happy. Got some red bananas and some pedicites under here. They multiply, these big leaf things, like crazy. They love water. They don't love full sun. I do like them. They're fun. Just a little bit more view. There's another one of my Trachycarpus, some tropicals, my koi pond. Really pretty day. It's nice and hot. The koi will probably think they're going to be fed, and they'll come up here to see me. Sorry guys, I have no food with me right now. And then, even though it's right in the sun, my Canary Island date palm, it's really growing. I actually have a little bit of a trunk now, so I'm happy about that. And over there you can see I've got my Cuban royal palm. It's in a pot in the ground. I'm not gonna keep it outside in the winter this year, but I'm definitely trying it next year because it's gonna be too tall for the house. Moving on, I've got my tree ferns of unknown variety over here. Got my Norfolk Island palm, not palm, pine. It's loving being outside for the summer. And then my love of loves, my hybrid Chilean wine palm. It's growing, it's got new growth. It looks really good. I'm so happy with this palm. I think it just looks spectacular. And it does have a nice little trunk on there, but it looks good. I love how it sits in this little corner. It just looks really tropical. And then you can see over here, I've got a lot of bamboo in pots that I've just dug up and thought somebody might want it. I've got a lot of baby Trachycarpus, some baby date palms, all mixed in here. Little bougainvillea, which I need to show you the other one, all mixed in. I'll show you the Cuban royal right there. And then back over here, I overwintered it for the first time, the bougainvillea. So 2 made it, 1 did not make it. I don't know why the 1 did not make it, but hopefully it will continue to grow this summer. But it was fairly easy to overwinter. I did it much like the palms. and it did really well. Back over here is one of my Mediterranean fan palms. It has grown a lot. I know they're supposed to be slow growing, but this one is just getting much bigger, and also a very easy one to overwinter. I boxed it this winter with Christmas lights, but I had the top off of it on a lot of days. We had a pretty mild winter here. And then some of my gigantic running bamboo, and I'm just gonna go down the steps here. A lot of you have asked what's on the inside of the caboose. So I'm still working on it, and it doesn't have any furniture in there yet, but thought I would show you. So slowly sanding this thing. It's gonna be repainted. Has great views of the Hudson River. And let's go inside. So there's sitting area here, sleeping area. These can come off on both sides. And there's a nice little sliding door here on both sides. So if you wanted to cut off the kitchen a little bit. Nice little stove, refrigerator, heating and air, and a sleeping loft up high above where you can sleep up there. And it's got a nice little bathroom. You can turn the light on. With the shower, cabinets, and then it even has a little wood burning stove. So still working on it here, just needs furniture, and I would love to build a nice little deck out here and then maybe rent it out as an Airbnb, maybe, and you would have really nice views of the Hudson. And down there's my vineyard, but also it'd be great for people who really love gardens could come and stay in the caboose. So definitely one option here, but thought I would show the fun caboose because it is pretty fun. So some more of my Musa Bastio, the bananas on the walkway going up to the house from the pool. My lavender does well here only if it's right up against a brickstone. I planted so much lavender on this hill here, and yeah, it's all overgrown now with everything else. But at the time I wanted a hill of lavender. That did not work. Nothing really survived except the ones right up against the brick here in zone 6B. As you can see, my cactus is all blooming. The yellow cactus, the pink cactus has already bloomed, but there's still a whole lot of buds going on there. I've got some of my things in pots here, some of my lemons and a date palm up there, and one of my grapefruits. Down here I planted another small Washingtonia robusta in there. That one's from seed. It's in the ground permanently now because I think this will be a nice space for it. A couple of bananas in front of the pool shed. I think I explained this door. It was an ugly door on the pool shed, and I kind of took the wallpaper from the Beverly Hills Hotel, if you've ever stayed there, and just kind of drew it on the door and painted it in. So that's what that's from. My monkey puzzle is doing great. Lots of people say its time is limited here in the Hudson Valley, but it has lasted at least 3 or 4 winters now. I need to look at the exact date, but I think it's doing great. Got a smaller Trachycarpus up there. And in here is one of my small needle palms. That actually was a bigger one that died, and I just left it, and all of a sudden there was new growth, and I actually moved it even. This is my mule palm, and I'm just waiting for it to grow. I probably should pull all this stuff away from it. It has a little bit of a trunk, but I'm ready for it to take off. I've got plumeria mixed in all over here with the musabastu. The hill going up to the house used to be all grass, and I've just put lots of perennials in there and perennial grasses. There's really not, there's a few tropicals over on the other side, but not a lot. This is my Sylvester date palm. It's doing great. It's got a little bit of a trunk too. I'm ready for it to take off. Like I said, the date palms are really easy to overwinter. This is my largest Washingtonia robusta. I'm gonna try to get up in here. It's really tall. The new growth, if I can get in here. Kind of hard. And these things are razor sharp, but this is what I want to show you, is just, these are so strong and massive, the new growth in there. But you have to be careful because these razor barbed on the fronds get you every time. I did start to try to clean the trunk. This is harder than one thinks. And I think it's a little bit harder on the East Coast because it tends to retain some moisture there. So it's not dry like some of the videos you see on the West Coast when people are cleaning them. And they seem to have a much easier job doing that. But I love this palm as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger because I think it just really makes a nice statement by the pool. And it is growing really well. The next one over, I grew from seed, and it is catching up. I did have a problematic Washingtonia there, and I finally just got rid of it because the growth was not good. I don't know what happened with it, but it was something I bought in the store. But this one's doing great. I do have a couple of tropicals mixed in up here. I'll show you. There's some bird of paradise. And then I actually put my rubber tree out here. A friend gave me that, and I let it get very used to the sun and then moved it out here, and it seems like it's doing pretty well so far. We will see. And then I've got a few palms and pots out here. This is a pindo palm I grew from seed, and it's growing here. And then over on the other side of the pool, and this is where I obviously hang out forever in the summer because it's fabulous. My Trachycarpus. This is my, I think it's Caravan Gorge palm. It's an Australian palm. I really want to put this in the ground. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit bigger. And then I've got some date palms, some cabbage palms in here, some more plumeria. That's the Hudson River out there. Some more sagos. That's one of my male Trachycarpus, my Yucca rostrata. You can see it's getting quite big. And then I'll show you, you can always see the new growth. It's always right up here in this top part here. It gets really thick in there. You can see that, sorry, with the sun. And then just more things mixed in. I've had a huge problem with rabbits eating everything. They've just devoured almost everything but the zinnias that I've put in here. They've even gone after some of these. That's an Americana, and they've been chewing on them. It's just driving me crazy, the rabbits. And then I've been really lucky this year. I've got figs already, and it's just crazy, especially around the flagpole. That's where most of my figs are. I've got a lot of figs coming in, so I'm happy about that. Of course, now I'm here, and I don't see one on any of the branches up here, but I have a lot down by the flagpole down there. And I'm hoping I'll have early figs this year. So maybe this one ripened and I actually lost it, but happy about them coming in so early this year. Down there is some of my pawpaws and an apple tree down there. You can hear the commuter train coming across. Over on the other side of the river, another Yucca rostrata, another Americana, and this is also a Washingtonia robusta I grew from seed. Another Trachycarpus. And then back in here is my Pindo palm that came back to life. If you remember last year, I didn't like the way it looked. It was just not growing and not doing well, so I cut it back, and then I had cannas in front of it and I thought it was dead, and then all of a sudden I discovered it's alive and it's got some nice new growth coming up on it, so I think it's in pretty good shape, so I'm happy about that. Just some more baby palms I have in pots everywhere. Those are in pots in the ground over there, and this is my Washingtonia folifera. That's the correct way. Everyone said I can't do that here. Of course, that makes me want to do it here. It made it through the first winter, so I'm hoping, and it's got some new growth. It's probably not super happy because it's so hot and humid here, but we will see. And then really quick, I just want to go up the stairs because I know it's taking longer than I wanted it to. That's another one of my big Washingtonia robustas. Right there, it's getting really, really wide. That's like a huge expanse right there. It's probably a good 10 or 12 feet from that end to that end over there. And then way back in here, I'm not gonna go back, is my date palm that I grew from seed, from edible dates. It stayed the winter out here, covered up. It did great. More Musabastu. Here is a different variety of a Mediterranean fan palm. This is one of those hardy oranges, Flying Dragon. Chinese fan palm. It's doing great, love this one. Love the big bananas. And I really love this great tropical view walking down to the pool. Anyway, I'm sure I left out stuff, but I just wanted to give you a nice update on where everything was so far, because it's been a while. So I hope you're all having a great summer, and please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Always happy to show off this crazy garden.